the MC for today. So I will just inform everybody 2 minutes in advance, and we should be going live in a couple of minutes anyway, right? So I'll be announcing, and then we will begin the opening ceremony. All right, just give me a couple of minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Kalam Sheikh, আপনি কোন আছেন?
স্যার আছি স্যার আছি
আপনি be in link with this group and support them. ওনাদের অনেক support লাগবে from the government hospitals, government suppliers to the hospitals. কানেকশন গুলো করে দেন, আর্মি হসপিটালস কানেকশন গুলো করে দেন।
ওকে স্যার, উই উইল ডু দি নিডফুল স্যার। থ্যাংক ইউ।
And Rajesh, I have another suggestion for the whole team.
Yes.
You see, we are partners for Tata Motors for last 35 years.
Okay.
So before we joined, they were nowhere in the scenario. The way to have continuity of business is to go for partnership, joint venture, and go for joint manufacturing in Bangladesh.
No, I agree.
That's the route. Now, Hero is also doing the same thing. They have done a big factory with us.
Okay.
There's so many people in Bangladesh who are in these lines.
Right.
That will give you continuity. Abhi, I just got all the details from Abul Kalam on this area. India is nowhere near to the big suppliers of USA, China, and Germany. So we have a lot of scope.
Yes.
But only the lower price will not do the matter. You have to do manufacturing here so that you can give the after sales service, and you can train, and your people can continuously move to all the governments, showcase the products. That is what I'm going to tell in my opening remarks.
Very good. I think
So
that is a
that,
very important feedback, which you can give. Correct.
They will then be able to know the success stories of the large groups like Tata, Hero.
Right.
And then the other Imami, Mariko, most are here now in Dhaka.
Right.
So they should follow it up. In India today, as I saw the big source countries for medical equipment, India is nowhere near. But India produces so many things.
Yes.
I keep going to India all the time.
Correct.
Except for COVID, I cannot move. Otherwise, I'm mostly in India than in Bangladesh.
Okay.
But then, but I have a great hope that together in this area we can do lots of development. This is one area which actually I also missed out. Sun Pharma was here. I was promoting the pharmaceutical companies, but here the pharma companies are very tight-fisted. They don't want anybody to enter this field, and the big guys are there in the pharma, and therefore we also don't touch much. But anyway, Sun Pharma is well established, and a few other are coming in. But I think the medical equipment and hospital supplies is something which is a huge prospect, especially in view of the very low investment in this sector in Bangladesh. We all invested in many places, but not the hospitals.
Mr. Ahmed, sorry to interrupt, but we are going to go live.
Yes,
so everybody, we're just going to begin the opening ceremony, right? So let's get to it. Good morning, and welcome to the opening ceremony of the Bangladesh Medical and Healthcare Virtual Expo 2021. I would like to give a warm welcome to Mr. Abdul Matlub Ahmed, President of the India-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gehan Seneviratne, Chairman of the PR Committee of the Sri Lanka Chamber of Medical Devices Industry and Director of Bauer Life Sciences, Mr. Pankaj Verma, the Additional Director and Head of International Trade Fairs for the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and Mr. Rajesh Bhagat, the Managing Director of Worldex India and the organizer of this Bangladesh Medical and Virtual Expo 2021. I will now request Mr. Rajesh Bhagat to give the opening remarks. Over to you, Mr. Bhagat.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Abdul Matlub Ahmed, President, India-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Pankaj Verma, Additional Director and Head, International Trade Fairs, FICCI, Our supporting partner, Mr. Gihan Senavaritne, Chairman of the PR Committee of the Sri Lanka Medical Devices Industry, heads of trade bodies supporting the show, overseas delegates, our partners, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you and a warm welcome to the Bangladesh Medical and Virtual Healthcare Expo 2021. This is the first virtual industry platform that we are organizing today. Today, the world and our lives are revolving around the pandemic caused by COVID 19. It has actually disrupted our businesses, our life, and lifestyle. We awaken every morning to find new ways to maneuver through these challenges that are thrust upon us. However, as humans, we are quite resilient and always find a way to rise above. Trade fairs have traditionally been a meeting ground for expanding one's business and finding new opportunities and um, business friends. But that activity has actually come to a standstill since the past 1.5 years and is likely to continue like that for quite some indefinite period of time. However, in the meantime, virtual has taken over the physical, whether it is social events like weddings, get togethers, or even business events like trade shows, exhibitions, conferences, and seminars. So there is no doubt actually that virtual cannot replace physical. I think there has been a virtual fatigue that has set in most people. People really want to get back to the physical world. But till then, my friends, virtual is still the only way we can connect businesses, friends, and families together. In fact, I believe that virtual is now here to stay. Even long after the pandemic is over, virtual will continue to help one to stay connected all the year round through. Recognizing that the future is going to go virtual and digital, as an organization, we have developed the agility and ability to innovate and adapt to this changing situation and focused on making the exhibition industry future proof by creating value added digital services. The result of this is our platform B2B Asia, which is an efficient and dedicated virtual trade fair and business matching platform that would enable business people to continue to conduct their businesses seamlessly. B2B is a platform that will help you to generate, organize, track, and grow your business. B2B creates real time opportunities for genuine suppliers and buyers to directly interact and conduct businesses across multiple communication channels through one to one business matching meetings, video calls, voice chats, text chats, or emails. And it enables one to do everything that one can do at a physical show and even more so. The effectiveness of this platform was evident from the success achieved at the Sri Lanka Medical Equipment Virtual Expo, wherein we had more than 2,268 buyers who interacted with over 75 quality industry suppliers, and over 300 B2B meetings were arranged via video calls. I am confident that this show, Bangladesh Medical and Healthcare Virtual Expo, will also meet with greater or equal success. I am pleased to say that this virtual expo has attracted some of the leading companies from India, Switzerland, France, Malaysia, China, Thailand, and Sri Lanka to bring you the latest products in medical textiles, PPE kits and disposables, hospital and clinical equipment and furniture, imaging and diagnostics, laboratory equipment and supplies, medical equipment and devices, smart medical products, surgical instruments, disinfectant supplies, first aid and care products, healthcare and well-being products, home medical equipment, IT systems and solutions, and beauty and wellness. India is the partner country of this virtual exhibition, and India's Apex Chamber, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, has formed the India Pavilion with over 50 participating companies. We also have a Thai pavilion organized by SMI Bangkok, showcasing made in Thailand beauty and wellness products. I'm indeed very thankful to FICCI for forming the India Pavilion and Sri Lanka Chamber of Medical Devices Industry for supporting us. I'm also thankful to our industry partners from Bangladesh and India for their support. On this note, I wish all the exhibitors and buyers great success at the fair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bhagat, for that warm welcome. I now invite Mr. Gehan Seneviratne, Chairman of the PR Committee of Sri Lanka Chamber of Medical Devices Industry and the Director of Bauer Life Sciences to give the opening address. Over to you, Mr. Seneviratne.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much. And good morning to all of you. On behalf of the Chamber of Medical Devices, we would like to recognize the co-chair representation from India Chamber of Commerce, Worldex India, and also our suppliers, members, and guests. Once again, good morning. And I'm sure looking at the Sri Lanka as a nation, that's been on a growth curve for almost a decade now. I'm sure with the current times demands out-of-the-box thinking to solve the issues in hand. And we are pleased to participate in this unique expo, which allows the Sri Lankan healthcare sector to access global suppliers on a single platform from the safety of their homes. We wish to congratulate the Federation of India Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also the Worldex India Exhibition and Promotion Private Limited for organizing the Bangladesh Medical and Healthcare Virtual Expo, incorporating Business Matching Week. At this crucial time where heavy dependability is required to mitigate the challenging issues faced by the healthcare sector worldwide. The need of the Sri Lankan companies is to identify quality suppliers, which I believe will be possible using this platform, for which some members have already registered for this meeting. The Sri Lanka Chamber of Medical Devices is glad to associate with Worldex India and participate on B2B virtual platform is a good opportunity for our members companies to stay connected and source quality products for our state and private healthcare providers in Sri Lanka. I'm sure, going by the statistics, 85% of Sri Lanka's drugs requirement is being met through imports and would annually cost around 130 billion Sri Lankan rupees. Therefore, there is no doubt that through this virtual expo, we could foresee many business collaborations taking place for high quality medical products and healthcare equipment manufactured in various countries. With the growing demand for quality healthcare in Sri Lanka, this virtual meeting platform would assist in establishing business tie-ups between international exhibitors and business visitors from Sri Lanka. This is an excellent opportunity for Sri Lankan medical and healthcare professionals, the importers, manufacturers, retail chains, and all others to access a large bank of globally renowned companies. So we invite our suppliers to consider and collaborate with the Sri Lankan companies to establish joint ventures and to make use of the existing free trade agreement to promote and import manufacture, also to manufacture in Sri Lanka and export these items to our neighboring countries in the SAARC region. We wish all success to this event and for everyone who is participating, and also for establishing business tie-ups between exhibitors and buyers at this virtual expo. So with this, I conclude my welcome address, and thank you very much for your patience listening, and wish you all the very best. And thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Seneviratne, for your welcome address. I now invite Mr. Abdul Matlub Ahmed, President of the India Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to give his address. Mr. Ahmed, over to you.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Friends, it's a great pleasure to be here to this first Bangladesh Medical Healthcare Virtual Expo. Um, it seems this will be for second to fifth. So a lot of opportunities for the suppliers and the manufacturers and the hospital groups in Bangladesh to um, interact in this virtual platform. One thing we all have learned through COVID-19 arrival, that we had not invested enough in the healthcare. And that we can see not only in the rich countries, but also in countries like India, Bangladesh, and forth. So there seems to be that although we have invested in rockets to go to Mars and Moon, we have not done the simple thing that is required for our people to have a healthier life. So I congratulate the organizers, especially FICCI, Worldex, uh, Gyan Saab, and the rest of the people who had organized this program today. Because in this COVID-19, it is very difficult for us to go over and meet. However, thanks to digital world, I would say, and especially digital Bangladesh, uh, created by our Honorable Prime Minister, which has given us the scope to discuss and meet, sometimes better than even physical meet, because we save a lot of time. We can do this meeting where we are, and we can know in greater details digitally. But however, as it was said by Rajesh, that physical meets are also required. So definitely we will pray that after we get introduced to each other, we can meet each other either in each other's country or third country, and therefore uh, solidify the relationship that will be established by World today. Um, I would like to tell about Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, if we look at the doctor per person, we are still very, very low. I mean, I don't think there's even one doctor for 2,000-3,000 people of Bangladesh. So, but having said that, if you look at the investment as well, even the hospital investment is also very low. Unfortunately, even the hospitals are there, many of the equipments don't work. Or even if equipments are there are not people to man it. And even if equipments are there, sometimes something in small parts is missing and the equipment is sitting idle. Today we can see it's just for a lack of oxygen or a cannulator, people are dying. So human lives are very precious and it needs very simple things to keep the life alive. And that is where today's meet comes in. We want to fill up those gaps through such meetings where Bangladesh people can invest more along with the other exhibitors here who could then look into the Bangladesh market of 107 to 80 million people here. And if you look just outside the capital city, the healthcare in the other small cities and areas are very poor. A huge development and scope is there. That is where this virtual expo is important. You bring to light a huge demanded area of hospital equipments and supplies. And therefore, I feel that the scope of a result of this virtual meet is huge. If you look at Bangladesh, there's only 10 large importers and 5 basic items that is being imported. But if you look deeply into the system, you'll find there are thousands and thousands of items in the medical supplies. And there are now a huge scope, and we, like our groups and so many other groups, are now looking for investing somewhere. People here in Bangladesh are no more poor. They are investing right, left, and center. So if um, we could also have such an exhibition for the investors of Bangladesh and investors of India and other countries. We can then go for manufacturing, joint manufacturing and reaping the benefits of Bangladesh, not only for the Bangladesh market, but because it is still LDC for another 5, 6, 7 years, we can also export to 39 countries duty free. And that is the beauty of Bangladesh. And that is why people like Tata's, Heroes, Imami, and so many other people are coming. Now Japan, Korea people are coming and investing here because of this additional benefit of investing in Bangladesh. In addition to all the investment benefits and tax benefits being given by the government. If we really look into investments, if you do 30% value added here, which is very simple, you can stamp it as made in Bangladesh and get this duty-free access to India and 39 other countries. I would strongly urge the Bangladesh people to look into the products offered here by the different stalls and different companies. Take this opportunity to get the products that you need. And my group would also be interested to look into simple things because we have to make a hospital 200 bed in one of our industrial area in Sylhet area. And I'm just planning the main program. So if there are suppliers of equipments, hospital equipments, etc., my group could also perhaps discuss with certain people who are there. In short, what I would like to tell you that this is an opportunity that has been given to the Bangladeshis by the organizers. Bangladeshi investors, hospital owners, suppliers, importers, and future investors should take it seriously and use this opportunity to take Bangladesh to greater heights. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rajesh sir. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you, Mitra. Thank you, Gyan sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed, for that very insightful address. I'm sure we would love to take advantage and take business forward. I now invite Mr. Pankaj Verma, the Additional Director and Head of International Affairs of the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, to say a few words. Over to you, Mr. Verma.
Thank you, Mr. Mitra. Mr. Abdul Mohammed Ahmed, President, Indian Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Gehin Srinivarthane, Chairman, PR Committee, Sri Lanka Chamber of Medical Devices Industry. Mr. Rajesh Bhagat, Managing Director, WordX India. Viewers, good morning. On behalf of FICCI, I would like to congratulate WordX Exhibition and Promotion Private Limited for organizing this Bangladesh Medical and Healthcare Virtual Expo at this crucial time when collaboration in the medical and healthcare sector for the health and safety of the concerned man is the way ahead for countries, people, trade, and commerce. South Asia region has made great strides in endeavoring to contain the pandemic. In a region such as ours, it is clear that collaboration and cooperation is the way forward where medical and healthcare facilities are concerned. India has already taken this commendable step by sending vaccines to different countries across the world. Bangladesh too has stepped up in this regard. Due to ongoing travel restrictions and other constraints currently in place, I am confident that this virtual expo is vital for the growth and development of the healthcare sector in our respective countries. It gives me great pleasure to mention here that more than 50 plus companies from India, from the healthcare sector, are participating in this expo. This clearly indicates the high level of enthusiasm of the Indian industry to expand their outreach to Bangladesh and offer their services. I am sure that this initiative of FICCI in organizing the India Pavilion at this virtual expo will present lucrative opportunities for the growth and development of the healthcare sector in our respective countries. I'm hopeful that the government of Bangladesh and healthcare industry would welcome Indian companies with open arm, resulting in fruitful business tie-ups. With these words, I would like to conclude my remarks, and I wish all the very best to all the exhibitors and visitor buyers, and have a great exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Verma. I now invite Mr. Rajesh Bhagat, to give the vote of thanks and closing remarks. Over to you, Mr. Bhagat.
You. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Abdul Ahmed for giving such a deep insight into the Bangladesh medical industry. I think there are a lot of opportunities from both sides for companies that are participating as well as from the Bangladesh companies who are going to be present today and for over the next 4 days. I think there are a lot of opportunities that one can look at in developing the healthcare industry. As very rightly mentioned by Mr. Abdul, that somehow this sector has been neglected, and what he said was very true. We have gone to Mars and all, but we have neglected a very basic uh, sector, which now we have an opportunity to grow and also develop. Another good suggestion I think Mr. Abdul mentioned was that it's not only selling that is important, also training and manning is also equally important, and also making investments, because if one has to be a long-term player, one has to also look at investment into Bangladesh. So with this, I would also like to thank Mr. Gehan Seneviratne for supporting our show, and of course Mr. Pankaj Verma from FICCI, who is forming the India Pavilion with more than 50 companies. So with all that, I now declare the Bangladesh Medical and Healthcare Virtual Expo 2021 open, and wish all the exhibitors and buyers success at the fair. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you for making
Thank
it
you.
convenient to come. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Mitra, can we only?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And we can now, bye-bye.
Thank you so much all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.